I love making games and I wanted to see how far I could get making a game in 1 minute, 10 minutes, and 1 hour. This challenge was actually much harder than I expected, especially the 1 minute challenge. So let's start there. Alright, timer start. So we create a new control node scene because we're just going to have a user interface for this game. We're not going to have any sprites moving around. Create a button and a label. Fumble it a little bit while creating them. Then create a new script on the button, which is going to check when the button's pressed. It's also going to track the score. When it's initialized, we want to connect the pressed action to a new function. And if I was faster at typing, then this would be going a lot more smoothly. And then in that function button, whenever the button's pressed, we want to update the score and show that on the label. So we're going to update the text. I was thinking, oh yeah, I could use BB code and make it animated, but then I looked at the time and I only had 10 seconds left, so I guess we'll skip that for now and then increment the score. And then I want to set the positions of the label and the button so that you can see them. Oh no, we're out of time already and I haven't even finished. Okay, just a couple of little tweaks, only a few seconds over time, and the game is done. Wow, what an interesting, fun version of Cookie Clicker. I don't know exactly what I expected that I would be able to make it in a minute, but I guess this is all. So 10 minutes go. And I guess we've got a bit more time, so I'm thinking we can make some sort of Flappy Bird clone. So I'm just starting off by creating a sprite. This is going to be the player. It's going to move up and down. So I'll create a new script on this, and that's going to control its movement up and down. Alright, so now I've spent 2 minutes already just on getting the player moving up and down. I guess it's time to add in some obstacles. So I guess the easiest way to make obstacles is to grab the player and just duplicate that and then stretch it out, make a nice tall icon. And now we have some obstacles. So I set up a script to make them move from left to right. Once they reach the left edge, then they'll just loop back around to the right hand side. And then we want to make them actually randomize their position, so go up and down randomly each time they reset. Now we have a basic game. I guess the next thing to implement is collision, because otherwise there's no challenge to the game. So I'm just adding some area 2D nodes to all of the objects, and then whenever the player collides, then we're just going to freeze the game. And I do have a little bit of time left, but honestly, struggling to think of a simple way to add any new features like a game over screen or anything, so I think I'm just going to play the game for the remaining time. That is the 10-minute challenge. Alright, 1 hour go. Setting up some basic movement using the UI keys. I think that's the best way to do movement, is what I've heard, using the UI hotkeys. Anyway, you can see this is probably the greatest Asteroids clone of all time already. Like, look at that smooth movement of the player at high speeds. Anyway, I spent so much time setting up the movement, I decided it's time to waste even more time making some sprites in Aseprite. Now, this is me completely redoing the movement because it was really scuffed before. So now I've got something that actually looks semi-decent, if I can say so myself. And now I want to make the player wrap around so that when you go off the edge of the screen, you return on the other side, which means that you can sort of just keep flying in one direction. And we're a quarter of the way through now. So it's time to start setting up some asteroids, because that's the whole point of this game anyway. Asteroids, right? Add some collisions to them, same as the Flappy Bird. Use an area 2D. When they collide, then we want to just kill the player. And then we want to create an asteroid spawner, so it's going to just spawn a new asteroid in every few seconds. And then we want to sort of randomize the position and where they're coming from, so they're going to spawn in on any side of the window basically. And got that basically working. So now we have like a basic game loop, I guess. You can fly around, there's asteroids, although when you hit them nothing happens. I mean, it prints game over in the console, but that's not very exciting. So that's probably the next thing. Actually implement collisions. Although, hang on, we need to go on another side quest because I don't think this game is interesting enough. So we need to make a particle system. That's exactly what a game that you're making in 1 hour needs. So anyway, yeah, I created this basic particle system, and then I'll just make it visible when the player dies, and then that'll make it feel like you're actually dying. There you go. Oh, not bad. Although the game doesn't reset, so I'll need to set that up properly. How do you reset a game? Who knows? This is definitely not the way to do it. I'm just instantiating a new instance of the whole game and then deleting the current instance and then calling it a day. So I guess that'll work because it's a 1 hour challenge and we've only got 20 minutes left. And now we need to actually add something that's fun about the game. So adding bullets like Asteroid. I did not make a sprite for these, so instead we're just going to use the player and scale it and make it smaller. And if this isn't the best shooting system you've seen, then I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, working on fixing that. Make the bullets have their own global position so they're not linked to the player at all, and then should be all good. Adding a canvas layer to also show a score, so every time you shoot an asteroid you get a point, although the bullets still aren't colliding because I forgot to add them to the bullet group. So we'll do that, and now you can shoot the asteroids, get points. Not bad, it's actually getting there. I'm actually kind of surprised, although we only have 6 minutes left, so the number of features we can add from here, probably not that many. Although considering we built a whole game in 1 minute, should be able to add something else. So maybe I'll just make a little game over screen, I think. If I spent less time playing the game, I'd probably have more time developing it as well. So that's something that I should keep in mind for next time. So adding a game over text, that was actually pretty easy. And now there's only 2 minutes left, so I'll probably just tweak some things a little bit. What could possibly go wrong with creating an exponential spawning function for the asteroids where more of them will spawn in the longer you are alive? Oh yeah, seems pretty balanced to me. I can't see anything wrong with it. Oh no, I died. And yeah, I guess that's basically all I had time for, so there you go. That's the 3 games I created in an hour and 11 minutes. I don't think it was too bad. I'd love to see what other people can do in an hour. I would honestly be surprised if you could get much further than this in 1 hour, but I know there's some crazy people out there online, so if you make one of these, let me know.